It's on you.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Spinner Rack. We're here talking about 2021. What shows and TV movies or movies we're waiting for to show up this year? What are we most expecting to see? And so I'm here with my boys once again, PD himself and the Calster over there. So hey guys, PD, do you want me to hit you off or you want me to start off with my list?
I want you to start off with your list.
Okay, so what upcoming shows am I really interested in seeing? I'm not going to put The Mandalorian because that's expected. You know, we don't want to say that. Yes, Mandalorian Series 3. We're not even going to say Boba Fett because that's also expected. That's coming out. I'm not even going to say WandaVision because we know that's coming out. I'm just throwing all those out because those are we're going to watch no matter what. What TV show I'm looking for, really want to see, and how that's going to come out, play out this year. And they promised us this. Is Amazon Prime has promised us what? Lord of the Rings. If there's a granddaddy of Game of Thrones,
show of Lord of the Rings.
Yes, if the granddaddy of
cut up the movie and put it on TV.
Jesus, look. All I'm saying is that I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan. I'm not sure if they're going to do the whole. I don't think they're going to do that. They're going to do a different segment of it, and so that's what I'm expecting. Because I mean, they're not going to go over the same information there, or probably they will. Who knows? Probably they'll do a different aspect of it, a different forward. But they're spending tons of money. Amazon wants to make this their prime show. They already have said they're going to have a full 5 seasons. So this show, they're putting money, time, effort. You know, I think from what I'm heard, they spent over $250 million already, or will be spending that, and possibly even more to make sure this is the premier show on streaming services going forward. So I'll love to see that. And they said there may be additional spinoff depending on how things go on. So hey, I'm all there. The number 2 show I'm hoping to think, and I'm not even sure whether it's going to pop up this year, 2021. So I'm putting this a little bit on the asterisk column, is The Witcher 2. Witcher came out last year, and the year before, and it was a huge hit. And everybody was like, oh my goodness, The Witcher! And I'm like, yes, baby. I wanted to see The Witcher. It did far better. There were some costume issues that I had, but in terms of the books and in terms of the show, it did pretty good. I liked it. I liked it a lot. Henry Cavill did his stuff. The whole mythology, you know, and the powers that come from the Witchers, and why they were developed, these supermen to fight the demons and monsters that they have to deal with for the regular population, the political motives, and the different timelines that were happening at the same time that we were watching, but things were happening in different timelines. Was pretty cool. So I give a big thumbs up to seeing Witcher 2 if it comes out this year. Lastly, I'm waiting to see Falcon and Winter Soldier. Come on, I mean, who can say you're not waiting for that? I've been waiting for that all year long. You know, I thought it was going to come out before WandaVision, but not. But, you know, I just can't wait to see that. I want to see what's going to happen, how it's affecting everything else. Of course, Loki is there too, but that's the show I'm really waiting to see. Okay? So those are my top 3 right now. There may be some more honorable mentions, but I'm going to bat this over to my boy, Petey, because I don't want to be accused of stealing all the good shows. Bah!
Me, I am looking forward to Succession Season 3. They're going into court. What?
It's a good show. Go, go, go.
Yeah, I'm going for that. That was my favorite. It's the writing is real funny and it's real dark. And the character who was the darkest is going through his resurgence, because he was almost a robot the season 2. So now let's see what happens. I'm not sure about this, but I'm interested in the Book of Boba Fett. That's coming at the end of the year, but we'll see how that goes. Ultimately, I already talked about the shows that I've already watched. There's obviously Money Heist season 5, which is the final season of it. So let's see how that goes. There was one other show I wanted to say that
give us an original show that's going to be coming out. That's going to be dropped.
You want to go to the Marvel? I'm iffy.
Marvel. Give me something.
I want to see if Thor shows up in Loki. That's what I want to see, because they stolen more stuff from the Fantastic Four. I'm not happy. The TVA, the Fantastic Four characters, and they're like, no, Marvel it's a sandbox. We get to use everything. Give us some
brotherhood.
No, it's like everyone's saying this Fantastic Four doesn't work, and then they're using all their stuff. They just snatch it all away. So I'm kind of that, but it looks like it's gonna. That's the trailer I like the most. I mean, ultimately, I'm worried about how long the Wanda and WandaVision can hold up in that TV dynamic, having the neighbor come in all the time. There's got to be hopefully that'll end soon. So
Got it.
I gave you Book of Boba Fett. Like, isn't that a new one?
Yeah, I guess it's a new one, but I kind of mentioned that already. There's a
No,
given.
you did not. You said
I
no.
said it's a given, man. It's a Boba Fett and the Mandalorian all givens. WandaVision's a
I
given.
can't say another. No, I'm iffy on the season of Ozarks. I like Ozarks, so I'm iffy on the last season. I was kind of iffy on, so I'm worried about that. What else? I think that's. I mean, I can't have big expectation for the end of Casa, and that's interesting that Netflix has jumped past going to the regular, TV shows, and they've gone overseas. What was it? It was like Monarcha or something like that. It's a bunch of Spanish or dubbed TV shows that they're doing over here, and it's very interesting that they're easy to get into and they're a lot of fun. So,
Yeah, I mean, Netflix has done a great job at some of these. I mean, I've watched, I forget the name of it. There's this heist movie with bad cops, French on the Riviera, Marseille, I think it is. It was a pretty good show. I've watched a bunch of Nollywood shows. I've watched a bunch of Bollywood shows. You know,
well, those, especially the one with the effects, those can be a lot of fun, especially the Bollywood movies.
yeah, the Bollywood movie, and then they're breaking out and saying and dance sometimes. But I'm more interested in the historical stuff, so it's
Okay.
pretty interesting there.
No to Dexter. We're gonna big no to Dexter. That ran its course. That should be over with. Why are we going back to Dexter?
They said the same thing about Lucifer, and you know,
They got something called the Underground Railroad on Amazon.
is it the same thing again? Are they doing the same shit?
That's one was underground. This says Underground Railroad. So I'm not sure what that's about. But anyway, that's what I got. That haphazard things of what I thought I'm interested in. Since you try to cut off my season 2s and 4s of these other shows.
I'm not saying those are bad.
That's what I'm looking forward to.
I mean, I'm just saying
You can't
that
talk about that. You got to talk about new shows.
I'm just trying to see if there's any other new shows that you're interested in. Cal, you there? So yeah, Cal will be showing us in shortly. But
yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
All right, cool. So what are your shows for 2021 that you're interested in, new or old?
Oh, I'm interested in all the shows coming down the Marvel pipeline.
Okay.
That's pretty much all of them. So I don't have to pick and choose. I have a genuine interest in seeing that whole thing unfold and seeing just how it goes. I'm not sure if are they releasing all the episodes at one time, or is it going to be one a week? Is it either of you guys know?
One a week. If it's that's Disney, so it's gonna be one a week. They're not doing the dropping in one shot.
Okay, so yeah, so I'll probably be watching those after they've dropped everything and watching other stuff in between. I'm also looking forward to The Lord of the Rings that's supposed to be coming out on Amazon. I really want to see if they can do anything with that. I'm going to sit down and watch, and if it's good, I'm going to say, okay, oh wow, okay, I'm pleasantly surprised. And if it's bad, I'm going to have such a great time saying, ha, 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 you should have never done it in the first place, big dummy. How are you going to get back your 250 million now, huh? How are you going to get it back now? So I can't lose either way. And then my wild card is Cowboy Bebop. That is my wild card. There was another series, and for the life of me, I cannot remember it, but it's from the same, I believe it's from the same creator as Cowboy Bebop. I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that series. There was an anime. I really enjoyed that series. And so now they're doing something with Cowboy Bebop, which I never got around to seeing. So this actually gives me an impetus to see Cowboy Bebop finally. And then I'm going to check this one out. But those are my picks.
Let me tell you, if you have not seen Cowboy Bebop, the original anime, I think you're doing a disservice. You really should watch. I mean, there's so many elements in it, from Cowboy West, from sci-fi Western, jazz, cop, good cop, bad cop, buddy movie. It's a really good mix or juxtaposition of different things, and they've done a great job. I think that a lot of the sci-fi, like even Mandalorian, you can even see some of that Western aspect of it in there too. When people are out, and their use of how they go from one area to another in space is pretty interesting. So I Love that show. And if you can watch it in anime, I think it'll be great. If they can even capture 50% of that, I'm gonna love it. But it's gonna be really hard to do that going forward. Any other shows?
No, that's it. I mean, I'll be honest, there's just so much coming down the pike. This is a deluge. I mean, if you go back not even 5 years ago, but you go back just a couple of years ago, this is like literally 200% increase in terms of what's available to watch, not just in terms of TV and streaming, but also out and out films. So it's a lot at the end of the day. And yeah, getting up to speed on what's good, what's not, that's going to take a little bit of time. But right now, I want to keep some of the powder dry in terms of what I'm going to be recommending and looking forward to. There's just a lot coming down.
I know. So 2021 movies, any particular movies you guys want to see really bad coming up in 2021?
Movies.
On TV or whether in the movie theaters. So I'll pass this off. I started with...
you started off.
Yeah, you started off. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, so 2021, the number one movie I want to see is Dune. I mean, no, WandaVision, and not WandaVision. The number one show I want to see is Black Widow. I mean, one of my favorite characters overall. I want to see that. They've been pushing it back and pushing it back. I assume because it's going to have stuff that impacts the MCU, but also, this is finally a vehicle for Black Widow to show her stuff. I thought the trailers looked very interesting. I really wanted to see it. Of course, I've seen all the trailers. I'm not sure what else is left, but really want to see the show. I also want to see Dune. Dune. I mean, this has been a movie. It's been done as a miniseries. It's been done as a movie. It's been done as a what can I say? As a test treatment by another director. And there's been so much written about it. I just want to see this actually be done. Are they able to finally capture Dune? Because it was more of a philosophical book. And here, of course, naturally to get audience into it, you're going to have to get the action in where you don't see a lot of action. You hear about a lot of action or see very snippets of the action. But I think they're doing a different job there, and it looks very interesting. The only qualm I have with Dune is that this is the same director of Blade Runner 2049. That's the only qualm I have. They've given him the budget. He's got the actors and actresses. It seems he's going along the right path. It's just that he did Blade Runner, and I was like, I'm not too sure about that. I saw Blade Runner, and it was okay. Not what I expected at all. But probably have to rewatch it to see whether it jives. But I'm giving him the chance, and it has to be. It cannot be done in one movie. It really should be a trilogy, if you ask me. But I don't know. Probably they'll do 2 movies. Hopefully they have 2 movies in the bag at the very least, and 3 if they can, if it's successful. My third movie is I don't even know if to call it a third movie or just to call it an old-fashioned Saturday mid-afternoon Fox channel. It wasn't even Fox back then. Channel 5, Channel 9 movie. Godzilla versus King Kong. I mean, come on, guys. We've been waiting for that forever. We always wanted to see that. We talked about it as kids. We wanted to rock with that.
We saw it as kids.
Yeah, but it's going to be big, bro. Big money, not campy stuff. Also, I think Matrix number 4 is supposed to be dropping. And I just want to see, that is something that you want to see. Matrix 4, can they top the last one? I thought the last movie.
Yeah, they can totally top the last one. Totally top the last one.
I agree. I think the
not
last
a problem.
You could totally top the last 2 movies.
I kind of agree with you. I think the last one was not the best that there is there.
Very influential as far as the action. You can see it in what's that thing? Hancock, and definitely Man of Steel. Had the punch, hurt the face, smash the face, smash the wall, smash the next building topple over. The cause and effect of the action has been like something that you could see was they kind of lost some of the magic of what they used to do with slow motion, trying to do Superman stuff, and then they were trying to make it too realistic. Oh, he flies and he drags all his garbage with him. They took all the magic out of it to try to do these cool things. So they can definitely top that. Totally.
So I mean, those are some of the some of the movies that I'm very interested in seeing. But I think there's a couple more that eludes me. But those are the
All
top
right,
ones.
you're done, right? Let me get finally ready for you for this. Mission Impossible 7. Not going with Top Gun Maverick because I wasn't that big on Top Gun, but I'm a big fan of the Mission Impossible and Christopher McQuarrie. Their partnership has been very fruitful. I look forward to these next two movies, and I don't know what's going on in them, but I hope it's going to be great. What else do we got? I'm not saying Suicide Squad. I kind of lost my love of that, but it looks too cheesy. I'm taking a chance on Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings because I just want it done. I want it done. They just better not blow it. And is there anything else? There's got to be one other thing that's in here. I'm gonna go for fun. Say Venom. Let There Be Carnage. Hopefully the movies will be back, and I'm gonna go in the movies and see whatever nuttiness is there. Because I watched it on the plane, and I was like, wow, this was just total fun. And so I'm hoping for the best. So two hopefuls. Black Widow, they've had that thing on the shelf for too long for me to have any energy for it. But it has Rachel Weisz, so I have to change. I strike what I say. I want to see. I have many complaints, but Rachel Weisz, I'm gonna check this out. And there's interest in Morbius. There is interest in Morbius. So that's what I got for you.
Did you forget the Eternals, bro?
They switched too many characters. They don't have my Salma Hayek as Cersei. They have her as Ajax, so they can put her in all this heavy outfits. Have you ever seen that character? So I don't know about that. That was always iffy on me. Even if I don't even think Angelina Jolie is playing Athena, so she's not even playing Cersei. It's like one of the two of them, dark-haired beauties, should have played Cersei.
Oh no! If you saw what's the name of that show? I keep forgetting. This is it's an Asian actress. She is playing it. Her name is Gemma Chan. She was in.
That's not for me. That's not what it's supposed to be. We have Salma Hayek that looks like a Kirby woman, and she should be.
Looks like it is. What do you mean? It looks like a Kirby woman.
Kirby, like Jack Kirby. That's the thing.
Oh, it looks like a Kirby woman. Okay.
You know, Kirby. So there's two characters that look similar, which is Don Maria, which is not exactly a love interest of Cap, but she was vying for the position. And Cersei, they sort of look similar. So I was like, that's Salma Hayek. She could play either of those characters. And then if you throw in Angelina Jolie, she could easily be Cersei also. But
What about the Spider-Man movie? You think they're going to come out with that this year?
Nobody talk about that Spider-Man movie. Let's move on.
Okay, so hey, I'm popping.
You want to talk about it? Talk about it.
No, I'm just saying. Let's give Cal a chance. Cal. So what's the movies you want to see this year coming up?
Oh man, I got nothing. It's too much. It's too much. I'm not sure what's coming out, when it's coming out, who's coming out. The last thing that actually came out that I actually understood what you guys were talking about was Gemma Chan.
Yeah, from Crazy Rich Asians.
Oh no, she was on this other sci-fi show called Humans.
Yeah, Humans. Yeah, that was pretty cool too.
That's why it was first. But I mean, I agree with Petey. You got Salma Hayek in there, and she's not Cersei. It's like, well, what? Wait a minute. This is like bad casting. But then you got three women here. Any of them could have been, Cersei. It's just that you got Salma Hayek there, and you're making her Ajax, which doesn't make a lot of sense. But you can see the whole, the agenda starts creeping in with that type of stuff. Like, hey, let's do something different.
We're not going there. We're not going there. Okay.
Well, it's not like you don't have enough female characters that you can't bring in, female actresses to play female characters. This type of swap over here just doesn't make a lot of sense with the Eternals. You have enough female characters, or hey, you can create some if you really feel that strongly about it. So this type of swap doesn't make a whole bunch of sense. But again, back to this, I just look at the slate of stuff coming down, and it's just like, hey, I'm not even sure. It's just a lot. It's just a lot. I wish I could be like you two guys and just like really streamline it. But hey, it's just a lot. And this stuff I gotta watch just so I can enjoy other stuff. And all the rumors, even the Star Wars stuff. that was coming down. It's just a lot of stuff coming down the pike. I hate to take a pass on it, man, but what can I say? It's just too much for me right now. It's too much.
And since you brought up the Eternals, I do want to say that's one of the was a tongue-in-cheek part of Kirby's Eternals was that there's myths involved. So the myth saying these are slight, there's a little bit of difference in how the names are actually spelled out, and even the pronunciation of certain characters, and even as going forward, like Icarus is actually Icarus, so it's like he was known as that for who knows how long. So it's interesting if they were to play that up instead of trying to say, oh, it sounds like something in this book, Chariot of the Gods or something like the book that Kirby sort of pulls a lot of his ideas from, the space gods and stuff like that. So, because that's what Neil Gaiman has done in his what was it he did in his Eternals miniseries. Because they have Kirby's, which was kind of and also an end of the world thing because the Celestials are coming back. So Kirby wasn't able to do that because obviously they can't destroy the entire Marvel universe, and no one was going to give up their titles to do a big story like that. So he just sort of did his own thing with cool characters. But there's other cool characters. There's Carcass. There's the Reject. There's a lot of cool characters that are in there, and my favorite is the Forgotten One, which in his warrior outfit people don't like, but I liked him in the space outfit. So there's a lot of things I do like, but I'm not seeing it yet. I'm seeing diversity first, which they could fit that in there. But when you mess up Cersei, then I gotta get you.
We're not even touching that, bro. So another movie that I'm thinking that I'm interested in, and it's not necessarily a sci-fi, but it's more, not even a fantasy, it's based on a historical thing, was with Matt Damon and Matt Damon and his boy, what's his name? Ben Affleck. They're going to be doing a movie called Last Duel. Last Duel.
Last Duel? I
didn't
hear about that.
And it's based basically about two friends who have to fight to the death. Back then in medieval Europe, fight to the death. It shows who was right and who was wrong. So one of them accuses the other of raping their wife, and so they have to fight it out. But they're supposedly best friends. So the very fact that you have those two guys, Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, they also have Adam Driver. It's going to be a big film, and most important, Ridley Scott is directing it. So it's people are comparing it to, his last great Gladiator film, as well as the one that he had with the Crusades. So it's pretty interesting. So that's definitely something I really want to watch when it comes out. I like those historical films as well as the sci-fi and fantasy films too.
Sounds like very thin, very extremely thin plot, but let's pack it with people that you will pay money or spend the time to see.
It doesn't matter as long as it's good. As long as it's good. Anything else you guys have? I got a couple more honorable mentions if need be.
More?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's what I'm saying. It's too much.
It's too much. It looks like in this what's it name? The Last Duel. It seems like it looks like a bunch of Victorian Rob Liefelds. We got Ben Affleck looking like Liefeld. Matt Damon already starts to look like Liefeld. But then you got what's his name? Adam Driver. He doesn't look anything like Liefeld, but those two are just like, what is this? But anyway.
Well, you guys know that they're doing an adaptation of the Halo video game series for Showtime, right?
No.
Halo universe, yeah. So they're doing that for Showtime. That's supposed to be a big sci-fi opus there, and they're also doing on Disney, Apple TV. They're doing the Foundation series. Foundation series is Isaac Asimov's Foundation series is one of the biggest sci-fi books around. Not even books; it's a series, and they're going to really put that out there. It's a tough. It spans generations, 1,000 years, I believe it is, or more, depending on how far you go. And it's a pretty interesting series where it basically talks. The civilization is it's based on the Roman Empire, but it's a galactic empire. The galactic empire is falling, and so these scientists get together and try to see if they can re-resurrect it, after a certain time. And so they do certain things to help push it along the way so that within 1,000 years the empire is back and he's even stronger. But if they can do that book, that's it. That they say it's a trilogy, but there's other books together. If they can do that, it'll be a huge hit. So I don't know if it's gonna be a huge hit, but I'll definitely be there. So that's not a movie, but a series. But we'll see. And Apple's supposed to be throwing some cash on it. That's all I like to hear, man. Actors getting employed, producers, crews, and these guys throwing money on it, and people going out to watch it. So
What do you say? There's one other thing we got to talk about. I'm not sure what year is coming out.
we're doing 2021 show.
Yes, I know. Whenever Star Trek Strange New Worlds comes out, that's gonna be the show. It should eclipse Picard and eclipse Star Trek Discovery, which I renamed Star Trek Ugly Cry, because everyone's crying, and that's in the third season the entire time.
But when you get sent into the future, what the hell you expect? There's nobody there.
They got some cool stuff in there. It's just a lot of emotional stuff in there. So it's a lot of heavy stuff.
It's funny you said that. I thought you were going to say Neil Gaiman's Sandman coming out on Netflix is what you're interested in seeing.
Is that the audiobook? Are they doing another thing with that?
They're doing a full TV adaptation, bro. It's supposed to be coming out in 2021.
Did you see that other show that he had on TV, which felt like it was really all Neil in it? Because like Lucifer has the quips and the humor of Neil Gaiman. It's not really, it's a cop show. It's not it just has that sort of tone in the characters, but it's more so a cop show. But he had another show that was on, I don't think it caught on. It was a TV show. What was it called? I gotta look that up. But it'd be interesting to see if this catches,
Good Omens? Is that the one you're talking about?
Did you watch Good Omens?
Yeah, I watched Good Omens. I thought I liked it, but I read the book. So it's always, the problem is when you have the book versus the show is that you always get like, is it really, what's better, in terms of the properties.
What was better? Was the book way better?
The book usually is always good, but I thought this
one was it way better?
I wouldn't say it was way better. I thought Good Omens did pretty good. They did a pretty good job. It was funny as hell. For me, it was, and I enjoyed it. And it's tough, it's really, really tough. But Neil Gaiman, he has that humor in his books. I read a bunch of his books: American Gods, Stardust, Good Omens. I read
You're a fan.
I'm not a fan. I'm a fan of some of the things he tackles. And
all that stuff you've read, and you're not a fan?
No, because Sandman goes left sometimes, and I'm like, what the fudge is going on here? American Gods goes left sometimes. You're like, there's only one book, but he's the executive producer, and some of the stuff has just gone totally left. It's tough. It's tough. It's tough for me. Oh, forgot to say on Stars. And I'm going back to movie TV series. I'm waiting for Power. Book 3. I think it's book 3 with my boy from Tommy. Power Tommy. So far, the Power shows have been on the hook. I was shocked. The book Ghost was good, and it's been very, very good. So I am still in shock on that one. Gotta do a review.
I think the idea of having Christopher Pike, having number 1, and having Spock will be the biggest thing ever.
I like to see it.
Enterprise back on there and having these guys, having Rebecca Romaine up there, having all these cool, and Anson Mount will really look like it's going to be a fun thing. So I just want to go back to that because I wasted my time on my Discovery joke. But,
and they're also doing a Battlestar Galactica show on Peacock.
Oh, wait another one? They already had the.
I know. It's a reboot. I'm not sure if it's a reboot of the reboot or it's a new thing of its own or it's an extent. I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know. Peacock. What the heck is Peacock? Are you any of you guys watching Peacock?
No. It's on. It's in the station right after Quibi. You turn the channel from Quibi. Oh, there's no more Quibi anymore.
Yeah, Quibi's done, bro. Who in the world thought Quibi was a good idea? Oh yeah,
we're all at home, so it was like a perfect time. The pandemic. It's almost like they planned the pandemic.
Nobody watched it.
But I'm saying the ads were there. Everyone was home, and it's like, oh, you got all these stars in it. Might as well try to get your people to go into it. People's like, nah, I'll stick with my other shows. I watch my overdub stuff on Netflix, and I got some Amazon shows to finish.
Hey.
What?
Don't be knocking the overdub shows.
I'm saying I watch them.
Yo, Cal's been very
Monarca.
quiet.
That's what I'm about to watch now. You seen Monarca about the tequila people?
No, I didn't see that. I saw the trailer, but probably we could review that. Seems interesting. So, hey, Cal, you have anything to input on this?
Too much.
Okay, well, hey, PD, anything else before we rock this out?
I threw in my Star Trek. Hoping on that one. I'm trying to finish Discovery right now, but anyway.
Okay, well, hey, thanks everybody for showing back up. Thank you for listening to our 2021 picks for the year. So I just want to say, spin a rack.
Out.